Hello, I'm Sophia. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to do this combo. It's very pretty, very lovely combo. I'd probably say it would be a lowish intermediate kind of level. We're going to do it from a climb today, but of course if you're still working on your climbs, then you can do this from the floor. As always, please make sure that you're warm. Please make sure that you do both sides because we're only going to do one side in this video and we're going to learn it, we're going to make it strong, and then at the end we're going to add our graceful tips and how to make it beautiful and finesse it as well. This combo was originally choreographed to music, and of course I can't really play music here, so I really do encourage you, particularly at the end when we're dancing it, to put on some beautiful music so that you can, feel it and express it when you're dancing. It always feels better when there's nice music on. We're going to get straight into it. We're going to start the combo today from the floor with our outside foot in front on our tippy toes, and our outside hand is going to give us a big sweep around. It's just a really beautiful way to start the combo. It goes straight into that beautiful graceful feel and it feels nice. So your outside hand is going across the pole, and just lean with your body as well. Lean back a little bit and sweep around. Now the hand that we've just done our big sweep is actually going to come up for our climb, and we're going to take a step on our inside foot. So from here, step inside foot, this hand goes to the top, and then just take one climb, and now we want to swap hands in our climb. So bottom hand comes out, lift it up to the top, and give it another climb. And then last one, this one comes up to the top, and from here, the leg that is at the front of the pole is going to come around to the other side. So I'll show you what I mean. Bring this leg around and swap. So now we're spinning forwards, and our inside arm is going to come into an elbow grip. So if you've done a vortex, this is the pose that we want. It's an hourglass variation. So let's just go through the hourglass shape from the floor. Your inside leg is hooked very similarly to a front hook. So just think hook, squeeze and pull. And as always, when your leg, or anytime your body is hooking onto the pole to use your grip point, you want to squeeze your muscles to make it strong. So pull your toes up. This is really important. And also for your hourglass, we really do want to squeeze our glutes and thrust our hips forward. Okay, so this action should be happening. Toes pull up, hips press forward. Now at the same time, this arm is going to thread through. The positioning of your elbow really does matter with this kind of grip. You want your elbow slightly higher than your shoulder, but not so high here, okay? But also you don't really want it out in the same line. You want it a little bit above, and really the most important part of this grip from here, so you thread, is to tip it back. And the reason that's important is because the grip needs to be here on your elbow pit and not on your forearm. If you don't tip it back like this, it'll be really uncomfortable and it kind of hurts a little bit, and this happens to your wrist. Okay, so I'm trying to show you from all angles here. But if you tip, then you want to extend your back by pushing your chest forward, squeeze your shoulder blades back, and push your chest in. And then the grip is here and not down your forearm. So if we just try that from the floor, just hook your inside leg and pull yourself up a little bit. You want your outside hand to the top to really get into this grip. This arm threads and you want your elbow slightly higher than your shoulder. Now tip it back. Start to squeeze and press your hips forward and lift your chest and squeeze your elbows and your shoulders back. So it's a true elbow grip. I see this done sometimes, and it's really uncomfortable because you're on that forearm and you tend to take way too much into the wrists like this. But when you tip, don't forget, of course, as soon as you engage here, or as soon as you get your grip on your elbow, you have to squeeze your biceps. It's really important. Your biceps are going to squeeze, and that's going to hold your arm there. And that's the grip here, as opposed to that with your wrist. So we're going to go into this hourglass variation with our outside leg straight behind the pole. And then we're going to go into a true hourglass, and we're just going to lift that leg up and bend it. So let's just try those two spins from the floor. So if we hook, outside hand goes to the top, pull yourself up a little bit. Now just bring your outside leg to the back of the pole. Hook this inside elbow. Now tip, chest goes forward, Yeah, squeeze back, press the hips forward, squeeze your bum. Now from here, remember to squeeze your biceps and lift this leg, and we're just crossing at the ankles for an hourglass. And then the outside hand is going to go to the top. Bring your outside leg to the back of the pole for another grip point and unthread this inside arm. Then we're going to pull our chest into the pole, unwind, and bring our other leg to the top. So we're spinning backwards in a sit. But because we've got this hand on the top, it's going to be the same leg that goes onto the top. We're doing that because what we really want to do with this particular combo is use our spin. When you are using your spin, it feels like it feels much more natural, okay? So really keep that in mind for this combo. We're using the spin to help us with all of the moves and also with our transitions as well. All right, so let's try it from the beginning. Outside foot to the front, outside hand gives us a sweep. Now this hand is going to go to the top and our inside foot steps for first climb. And then bottom hand comes up to the top, give it another climb. And then outside hand goes to the top again. Now swap your legs. So the leg that's at the front, the opposite leg to the arm that is up, is going to come forward, kind of like a front hook, just like we did on the floor. Thread this arm through. Now remember to tip, start to thrust your hips, lift your toes, squeeze your biceps, and this is your hourglass variation. And then full hourglass. Now outside leg to the back, outside hand to the top. Unthread, pull in, unwind, and we're spinning backwards in our sit. So let's move on. From our sit, we're going to lean back into what we call a plank. And again, using that spin feels really beautiful to lean back into the plank when you're doing this move, when you're transitioning into this move. So we've kind of brought our leg around and we're in a sit. And then from here, our bottom hand is just going to go underneath into a split grip. Make sure that your index finger is down the pole. That's really important to protect your wrist. And then we want to really push our hips up and pull our toes down. So when we do a plank, we don't really want to be in a horizontal line. We want to be in a banana shape. So we're extending through our chest and pulling our toes down towards the floor. So even if we were just to do that from the ground, even without spin for now, so we've pulled into our sit, we're here. We're going to bring this hand down lower than you would for a layout. So it needs to come like underneath your shoulder, okay? Now, don't try to reach back this way to get into your plank. Go sideways. Put your index finger down the pole and then open up. I'm turning, sorry. I'll just turn so you can see. Let's try that again. So from here, sideways to reach the pole. Now pull your toes to the floor, lift your chest, and most importantly, thrust your hips up. So it is maximum squeeze on your butt, your outer thighs, and your inner thighs. The more they squeeze, the more secure you will feel, okay? So with just a quick note about the plank, think about it as a sideways move, and then what we're going to do is just turn that top shoulder and look up. And when you do that, it gives the illusion that we're actually facing the ceiling, but we're not. We're sideways, and then we just turn and look. And it's a little bit of a cheat to keep us really secure on the pole. So let's just try that one more time. See if I can, because I keep spinning. So from here, so go sideways, sideways. Now turn the shoulder and look up. And that is all you need for like a really beautiful plank. And to make it look quite spectacular, but feeling safe at the same time. Don't forget as well to push out of that bottom hand. Okay, so we're going to go from our hourglass variation to our full hourglass. Hand comes around, we twizzle into our sit, and then we lean back into our plank. Then we're just going to use that hand to pull us back up. And we're coming into a sit, just a bent leg sit. Don't overthink it. We're just going to bend our knees, yeah, and pull the pole into your armpit again for just a little bit extra stability. We're reaching forward and then we're bending in. And again, it just goes really beautifully with the spin. So we pull up, we've got straight arms, straight legs, and then we pull in. So let's just try that. If we just take a climb and just make sure that you spin backwards, and we go into a sit. here. So we'll come back into our plank. Remember, big toes pull down, chest extends, lift and thrust your hips. Now we're going to pull ourselves up with this hand, and we go straight arms, straight legs, cross the hands, or cross kind of just the forearms, and pull your legs in. And we are relaxing through our back at that point. Not through our abs, because our abs are holding us, but because we want the shape of, we're going from extension to soft. And it feels really beautiful with the spin as well. Let's try the whole thing up to there. So we'll start here, sweep, step on the inside foot, outside hand goes to the top, take a climb, swap hands, outside hand, come to the top, one more, and swap hands again. So from here, now remember we want to swap legs. So the opposite leg to the arm that's up is going to come forward. Here, thread the inside arm, tip, squeeze your bicep. Thrust your hips forward, squeeze your bum, pull your shoulder blades back, and then we go into our true full hourglass. Back leg, outside arm, bring it around into a sit. Now hand comes down, lean back, or sideways, leaning back into your plank. Then we come up, pull it into the armpit a little bit, reach forward, and then we bend in. Now to finish this combo, we are going to unfold. I think it's a nice way to think about it, unfold. So we've extended, we've softened, and then we're going to unfold into a cross-leg hangback. The reason I'm saying unfold is because from this position, that's kind of when you set it up. We don't want to fumble around with our grips and try to get back into our cross-leg hangback from there. We just want as few grip changes as possible to make it really clean. So from here, you're going to bend the leg that's on the top, of course, and it's going to be your opposite hand that's going to come and grab your ankle. Remember, for your cross-leg hangback, the best position to hold is actually kind of at the front of your foot and ankle there, not on your toes, okay? Just at the front here, because you can get maximum engagement. So we've pulled into our soft sit. We're going to grab our foot, and then as you unwind into your cross-leg hangback, this outside hand is going to sweep over, just like we did in our first move when we started. So we come down, we sweep around, and we extend back into our cross-leg hangback. So let's just try that. We'll come into our extension sit, our soft sit, and then we're just going to slowly unfold into our cross-leg hangback. So just remember that we want to spin backwards, okay? So from here, doesn't have to be very high, just enough space so you don't hit your head. So we reach forward in an extension, we come into our soft sit here. Now as you go back, you're going to grab this top leg, it's going to go over the top of the bottom one. Use this hand as support. As you tip back, get it into the spot for your grip, and then sweep this hand over and then into your extension. And that is the end of our combo. It's more like a snippet, so you can add anything else that you'd like to on the end, but that's as far as we're going to go today. So I just want to reiterate with that unfolding into your cross-leg hangback. Take your time with it, don't rush, grab the foot, and because we're in this kind of soft position with our spine, as you unfold, it will look really beautiful. So don't kind of rush that, okay? And you can use this on hand, like I said, as support, just to set up your cross-leg hangback as you go. So let's just do that part one more time. So if we just take that climb again, and then we pull into our extension sit, and then into our soft sit. Now we're going to use our hand to grab the outside foot, yep, and then bring it over the top of your leg, so you're kind of setting it up already. Bring this hand on the pole for support, and then as you lower down, start to lift your bottom leg, of course, for your hangback. Get it into your grip point and still kind of stay kind of curved over to one side, because then as the arm sweeps, it looks really beautiful to lengthen your spine and your arm at the same time. So you're kind of sideways, and then as the arm sweeps, you extend into your full hang back, and it makes it look really beautiful. Okay, so let's try the whole thing, just really focusing on, the muscle engagement and those strength points, keeping it slow still between your transitions, and then we'll add some finesse and grace on as well. Outside foot in front, outside hand's gonna give us a sweep. Now step onto the inside foot and take this hand to the top for your first climb. And then bottom hand comes up to the top. And one more climb, swap your hands. And now swap your legs. Hook that arm in for your hourglass. Now squeeze the biceps, press the chest forward and up slightly. And squeeze your shoulder blades back, press the hips forward, really squeeze your bum. Outside leg, outside hand, bring it around. Through your sit, sideways to reach the pole, then lean back into the spin. Now pull yourself up. We're going to extension and then soft. Bring that leg over the top to set up your hang back. Lean over to the side slightly. Get it in the grip and then sweep around and back. And then of course, just to come out, just lift yourself up. And that's the combo. So now let's talk about finesse. So actually we've already talked about a couple of finesse points, which is using the spin, leaning into the spin makes it really graceful. It's because when you fight the spin, it tends to be a little bit clunky. So that's the first thing, which you're already doing. Secondly, keeping your transitions very slow and not rushing through your grip changes and setups also keeps it really graceful as well. So you think about the whole combo being a dance rather than just moving from shape to shape to shape. The whole thing is beautiful, and you want to dance those in-between moves as well. Keep it all a part of the combo, not just the shapes. With this one, we want to keep our extensions long when they're long, but then we want to keep it soft when we're soft. So there's a little bit of a contrast actually, particularly on something where we go long and extend, and you want to think about kind of reaching out through your fingers and through your toes, and then we soften. And that kind of contrast in movements really creates a bit of a moment, which is lovely, which again is why I encourage you to put some beautiful music on, because you really feel it in that moment. And then of course those extension moments like your plank, they're really beautiful, pulling up through your muscles and extending. And don't be afraid to kind of hold onto those shapes for one more rotation when you're in a beautiful pose like that as well. And then finally, let's just focus on our feet. We do want to keep our toes and ankles long and our toes pointed the whole time. Particularly in a combo like this, it's really easy in moments, for example, where you're setting up your hourglass variation, to almost want to flex your foot at the back there. Really try to fight that urge. It's still the same grip point if you point, because you're still pushing into the ankle, but it just looks 1,000, 1,000,000 times better when your ankles are long and your toes are pointed. So just keep that focus on beautiful long ankles and toes, keeping soft when you're soft and extended when you're extended. I know it seems obvious, but sometimes being aware of it when you're dancing it is what really brings it to life. So let's do it one more time, put some beautiful music on, and let's dance. And so let's start with our outside foot forward, and we'll start with our beautiful soft sweep. Remember, keep your fingers soft. Keep your movement soft. We step onto that inside foot. Don't rush. Take your time. Keep your arms soft as you climb. Swap. And one more. Keep it soft. And we're going to swap our legs. Hook in. Thread. Squeeze. Now lift your chest. And then lift to your full hourglass. Outside leg. Outside hand. Unwind, take your time now, legs nice and long, so pull up the muscles. We're going sideways to reach the pole. Now we're going to our full extension. So you want energy out through your toes. Look up if you can. Now pull yourself up slowly. Now reach, and here's our contrast, soft. And we're going to take our time, grab, lean over to the side. Lift that bottom leg, getting into your grip point, sweep, and extend. And that's it.